Hello again, friends. Today we're going to talk about the benefits of utilizing velocity modulation using the Arturia MiniFreak. As always, if you guys happen to like my content, feel free to like and subscribe. So out of the box, the Arturia MiniFreak is not velocity sensitive, or it's not configured for velocity sensitivity, but this can be circumvented by implementing the modulation matrix. So today what we're going to do is we're going to use velocity to modulate our filter cutoff, modulate our pitch, to create a sense of variation in our sequence. So without further ado, let's give it a try. Okay guys, so for starters, I've developed this acid sounding patch. And so what we're going to do is we're going to essentially build that from the ground up. I'll start off with an initial patch. And what I'm going to do is just record a quick sequence. Let's engage the metronome. All right. Let's see here. All right, we'll start there. Let's record. We have our baseline sequence together. So what I'm immediately going to do is go over to the velocity track or the velocity lane on the modulation matrix, scroll over to it by way of the encoder dial, and I'm going to tap and I'm going to dial that up to, let's see, and this is for pitch. So I'm going to use velocity to modulate pitch. I'm going to dial the intensity up to about 2.8. That should be enough for pitch variation. So the whole purpose behind that is to create, like I said before, pitch variation, which makes our sound more dynamic, a little bit more fluid in its movements. Next up, I am going to tap my encoder dial and scroll over to cutoff, and I'm going to dial the intensity here after I tap to 100. So now the key's velocity is going to open and close the analog filter here. So now the question is, how do we adjust the velocity of the keys? It's like I mentioned before, out of the box, these keys are not velocity sensitive. However, they do have intel velocities. Let me explain. If I were to hold step number 1, if you notice, these two touch strips illuminate a little bit differently. The reason being is because I'm capable of using the left touch strip to change the length of the note, whereas with the right touch strip, I can alter the velocity. So I'm going to dial the velocity down to about 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, and then I can add a little variation here, up it to, or down it to, let's see, about right here. And then this next one about right here. Okay, now let's play it back. So now you notice here where the velocity was set higher, the pitch changes ever so slightly. And again, that's all in accordance to the pitch modulation associated with the modulation matrix. All right, let's keep it moving. Now that my velocity is set for my steps, I can begin making changes to the cutoff. So notice how, again, with these next few steps, the filter is opening. As a matter of fact, what I might very well do is go over here, hold my assigned dial, and have it modulate the envelope amount. Okay, so I took the liberty of adding an extra step. You see, by holding the assignment buttons and making changes to the designated parameter, what you can do is you can map that parameter to the assignment. And now the velocity can make alterations or create modulations based on the mapping. So in other words, assignment number 1 has been mapped to the envelope's intensity, which is mapped to the velocity. So in other words, the envelope's intensity reacts to the velocity now. And then from here, all we really have to do is just experiment with effects, experiment with different oscillators, timbres, waveforms, and maybe add a few more modulations as we go along. So let's see what we come up with. Let's start with effects. A little flanger. Can never go wrong with a little distortion. Okay, all right. Let's map the LFO to the shape. LFO number 1. Let's see, let's hold assignment number 2. Map it to shape. Okay, all right. Tap LFO number 1. Dial up the intensity. And for the most part, guys, that's pretty much it. Essentially, all we're doing is we're just using velocity as a modulator as a means of adding a sense of variation on a per step basis. I'm hoping that you guys found that useful. If you guys happen to have any questions about anything that happened here today, please leave your questions in the comments and I'll be sure to get back with you. Thanks.